Hey everyone, welcome to the Weeb Lounge. This anime, if it teaches you anything, it's this. If you're really good at something, don't do it. Doesn't matter if you're a genius or not. Just don't do that. Do something else that you're not good at all. Yeah. This anime is We Never Learn. And apparently they don't. All right, now there might be a little bit more to it than just, going after a subject that you don't necessarily have any understanding of, but that's kind of the main premise. First up, first character, Nariyuki. He is the male protagonist, and this kind of ends up being a bit of a harem anime. Well, not really a bit of, it kind of is. Nariyuki is a really poor guy. He is from a incredibly poor family. Literally, the house that they're living in, it looks more like a shed that's about to collapse on itself. Okay, that's how poor this guy is. So what does he do with all of his spare time? Studies. He studies and studies and studies and studies and studies. He non-stop, every waking moment possible. If he's taking a dump, he's got his flashcards with him. If he's in the shower, if he's in the bath or whatever, he's got a paper or something somewhere he's learning off of. While he's eating, he's got those same flashcards sitting there, and his phone, or, well, actually, I don't think they can afford a phone. Yeah, he gets one at some point, but that's how poor they are. It's bad. Yeah. But, of course, he's doing all of this because he's trying to get a scholarship. He doesn't want to live poor. He wants to move up in life, right? Like everybody else. So he ends up studying all the time with the goal in mind to get a scholarship. That is kind of his weak point. All right. He basically gets brought to the front of this principal, and they have a special program. All right, some kind of special full scholarship, full ride, something that all the students really want. And they're like, hey, we're going to award this to you, but on the condition that you have to tutor this person or these persons over here, and they have to get a passing grade. Okay, he's up for the challenge, no problem. Well, it turns out to be like basically the two geniuses of the school. All right. Some of these, okay. First up, Furuhashi. Furuhashi, long blue-haired girl, very slender, and is an incredible novelist, I guess you could say. She is incredibly good at literature, okay? She can convey feelings via print format unlike anyone in history, right? She's genius level. She can spin a web and tell a story better than anyone. So when it comes to literature, she is considered genius level. When it comes to anything else, not so much. And she has more desires to be something into the realm of science. Something that she is not adept at all, but for whatever reason has a passion towards. It's like science, astronomy, that kind of thing, right? But she just doesn't have the aptitude for it. So it's a painstaking process for Nariyuki to get her to learn this. And because of their genius qualifications, her and the other one they're hard to manage. They're hard to manage. Well, being the master of all emotional feelings and everything, she ends up becoming like a guide for Nariyuki when it comes to other girls. But that kind of sets up another plot device, because in all reality, all these girls that I'm about to mention are falling for Nariyuki, and in a way, she's kind of engineering her own loss when it comes to that, because she likes them too. She likes them too. I mean, let's get to the other ones, but put that out there. The next one is Rizu Ogata. This is actually my favorite character, not the tomboy character coming up in a little bit. That might be a surprise to you guys. This character is a short, busty girl. She is incredible when it comes to math and science. Genius level, okay? Even other schools and other professors, hunt her out to, teach and use her knowledge and exploits and blah, 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 to advance humanity. That's how incredibly good she is at this. They want her, be like the next Elon Musk or something, basically. She is like up there. She don't want nothing to do with it, though. It's another case of the dumb. She basically wants to do kind of what Furuhashi's doing. She wants to be more like a psychology major or something along those lines. Learn people's feelings and stuff like that. Her genius gives her a root base in science and math, which makes her really strong in terms of logic, okay? She comes across kinda as Vulcan in a way, where the emotions are all not really there. They're not even suppressed, okay? She doesn't know how to express her emotions. It's all kind of logic based. Think of Spock, but the emotions are somewhere in there, right? That's how this character is. So she can't really convey her feelings all that well. And of course, when it comes to studying human emotions and everything, she's completely clueless about it. It's like, why do people love? Because, 2 + 2 equals, oh shit, she has no clue. And to try to teach her this stuff, Nariyuki's got his hands full between these two. Like, just ridiculous. They're both outright geniuses in their respective field, and neither of them want to do anything with that field. And that they're failing, the test of the stuff that they want to do, they're failing miserably. That's where Nariyuki comes in. And he's not the first tutor. One of the teachers tried to tutor, and I guess some other people before, and they were lost. They were helpless. They couldn't get their grades up at all. Nariyuki, though, has a lot more success, and along with that success comes the feelings, because them two, yep. Third character. I'm going to dive right into the third character, and I said dive. I didn't mean it as a pun. It was there. Uruka. Uruka is kind of Nariyuki's childhood friend. Known him for a really long time, right? And, well, maybe not that long, but long enough. And Uruka, she is basically genius level athletics. She's in the swim team. And there's other athletics and stuff that she can do, but she is considered to be like one of the best of the best. Genius level, if you can say that, in terms of athleticism. And as busty as she is, you figure that would be, it's not aerodynamic or hydrodynamic or whatever you want to. It really realistically wouldn't work. And Ogata would probably agree to me if she started doing the math. The thing with Uruka is that she has feelings for Nariyuki, and she can very much admit this to like everyone except him, okay? It's that typical anime trope where, the character has feelings for another characters, but years and years and years could pass and it could never say anything because it's just too embarrassed or can't bring up the courage or whatever the case may be. That's this character, all right? And originally, she's not supposed to be getting tutored by Nariyuki, but, athletics is as athletics does. She has to keep up a certain GPA in order to continue on to these events and stuff, and she's failing miserably. And I think it's English class that she's doing really, really bad in. So Nariyuki now has a third girl to deal with. And all three of these girls really, really like him. That's how it becomes a harem anime, but we're not done. There's other girls that he's not quite tutoring, and I'm going to go into them. First off is Krisu Sensei. I said sensei. It's one of his teachers. Yeah. This is the character where he keeps finding himself in these really awkward situations with his teacher that could be kind of misconstrued as them being in a relationship. Like, one time he just kind of ends up at her house, meets her on the street or whatever, and for something stupid happens, kind of like To Love Ru, where, you fall into a taco, that kind of thing. Yeah, I said that. I said that in a previous video. But Krisu Sensei, she runs into him. He ends up going back with her to her apartment just to kind of so she can clean up and thank him, cook him a meal or something for helping her out or something. Like, completely innocent. But Krisu Sensei comes across as a really hard-nosed, no-nonsense teacher who is all prim and proper all the time. And in this apartment, she lives like a sloth. It's horrible. There's trash everywhere. It's just garbage. You know, she wears a track suit and lazy and it's just gross. She gets at home, she lives this gross lifestyle, whereas when she's, you know, out in public or a teacher, prim, proper, and clean. It's complete opposite. So he ends up basically cleaning her house. That's one of the things. But you know, there's a whole bunch of other things that kind of happen that almost hint at the teacher being a potential, not quite as high of regard, but potential to be in this harem. Okay, the potential's there, but doesn't hold the grade really. And then you got Asumi, or Kominami senpai, the college student that looks like a pigtail lolly. Yeah, works in like a maid cafe or whatever, and Nariyuki goes there sometimes to help out and study, and they end up forming kind of like a little bit of a bond and stuff. And you know, she's always teasing him because, you know, she's the mature adult in the room, basically. She's always teasing him and stuff, but you also get the little glimpses and hints that she's kind of doting on him a little bit too. It's not 100% innocent, poking fun and stuff like that. So you got Furuhashi, she's the A cup. You got Takemoto, who's like a C cup, and Okata, who I think they said is a G cup. There was a whole episode about this, and I remember this was important information. Didn't even have to write it down. Memory worked this time. Oh god. Well, there's a whole bunch of other little aspects of these characters, but basically overall it's a harem anime with plenty of good comedy, individual characters that are very much individual. You know, a lot of anime coming out nowadays have generic character, and while certain tropes are followed, as you would expect, a lot of the characters are actually fairly unique, and it kind of brings you in. It's like, you know, like Okata, you know, she's good at science and logic and everything, but she can't play like Pokemon for nothing. She can't just grasp the concept. When, you know, using science and logic, you should be able to kind of piece things together, right? But for whatever reason, she can't do it. You know, there's the stupid little things like that that really draw out these characters. It makes it interesting. It makes you want to see more. And that's what it should be. That's why we have 2 seasons of this. And, you know, hey, maybe a season 3 will be right around the corner. Who knows? But with that, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and cup size aside. Oh, well, I remembered what I have to remember. We'll see you in the next video.